Man, presented by Wearable Fandom. Welcome to Where Mighty Things, episode number 53, recorded on December 18th. This, my friends, is a podcast all about the Roosevelt's brand and community. And if fashion fandom and friends sounds like fun, well, you came to the right place. To receive all of our content updates here on the channel, please subscribe. It's free. It helps us out. Ring the bell to get all the notifications of new content as it releases. My friends, it's great to be back with you here on Thursday. I'm looking at the watch. I'm looking at the calendar. There's only 6 more days left until Hans Gruber falls from Nakatomi Plaza. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a few minutes. But someone who knows exactly what it's like to die hard, let me welcome back my co-host, John Madigan. Hey, John, welcome back to the podcast. Happy holidays, my friend.
Happy holidays to you, my friend. We did it, baby. We did it. We are here. This is the Where Mighty Things Christmas Spectacular in 3D on ice.
Ho ho, yo. Ho ho.
So, of course, I am really happy to be back here with you doing this. And how are you doing, my friend? Are you here? Are you ready? Are you in the holiday spirit?
I'm in the holiday spirit, and I think it's we talked last time about how Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and I just wanted to make sure that everybody got the right appreciation for it. I don't know if you've seen this before, but let me just start off with some audio here. Let me just lower this down a little bit. It's not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls from Nakatomi Plaza. Happy holidays, Hans.
Well, I hope that's not a hostage.
Oh, it's so good. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Oh. Good stuff. I don't know why Ermy's on there. That's funny.
That was good, though. No, I like that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I said, 6 days left till Hans Gruber falls from Nakatomi Plaza. And it's great to be with everybody. I see that a few folks are already in the chat. Melanie is on and says that she is listening on my drive home. Well, drive safe. Hopefully nothing we say has an impact on her ability to get home safely.
I would love it one day if this podcast is so funny that people are just getting into car accidents listening to it. I think that would be like, imagine if we just had not once, but at least twice a record of somebody finding this show so funny that they wind up crashing their car. And it's like, we have to advise people.
I don't know if I want to be that funny, my friend. I don't know if I want to be that funny.
I think you always have to aim to be funnier. So that's if I can at least be that funny, that would be ideal.
All right.
If I can make you crash your car, I'm all for it.
Well, before we dive into all the fun, we've got a lot of things to talk about here. Episode 53. Is this the last episode this year? Next Thursday is Christmas. I'm busy on Christmas. How about you, John?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have plans for Christmas and for New Year's. So I think I mean, we briefly discussed doing like pre-recordings. I don't think anyone is going to be, but at the same time, I imagine most people will be celebrating with their families and whatnot. Will anybody be watching on Christmas Eve is the question, So I think maybe you and I need to talk a little bit more about that, figure out what we're doing. But this could very well be the last episode for this year.
The end. Exactly.
This could be the end altogether. Dustin and I can get into a huge fight within the next 2 weeks. And we're like, screw it. Screw the podcast. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah. And if there's something we're going to get into a fight in, you know what the thing it's not going to be about? It's what you're wearing today, my friend. Tell me what you are rocking today.
I am wearing, and I honestly don't even remember the name of this one, truthfully. This is the Christmas drop zone that dropped a couple of years ago. It was advertised as a short sleeve shirt, and they didn't realize they accidentally printed it up as a long sleeve shirt, which is one of the main reasons why I bought it. Because I really, for the winter, I think we need more long sleeve shirts. So I really figured this is a Christmas drop zone shirt though, and I really like it. Definitely, this is a little bit more formal. I feel like this is, I don't know if this is a stereotypical John shirt, but I thought this was a very nice Christmas shirt. I don't remember. And then I also dug up this little thing. This is a Roosevelt corduroy hat. It's got like a soft hat. It's like a soft fabric feeling. Nice. If anyone knows the name of either one of these, drop it in the chat, please. But that's what I'm wearing today. Dustin, do I see a dancing Mickey? I'm a little disappointed. I would have thought a little bit more festive for the feeling.
I thought about it. I put on the Christmas shirt and then I took it off because I was like, it would be predictable that I would wear a holiday and festive shirt. And so I chose the opposite. I'm wearing Mickey Saves the Day from the D100 collection. Also a shirt that I have not actually worn on the cast, but you might remember this. I think this was from the second Disney cartoon after Steamboat Willie from the D100. I've never worn this. I love the color. Let me rephrase. I've never worn this on the show. So I almost brought back Figure It Out again for some reason. I was like, no, I should wear something festive. Put it on. I was like, they'll expect that. So I got to keep them guessing. So here I am wearing a Mickey shirt, and it's appropriate because of what I spent the weekend doing.
What did you spend the weekend doing?
So interestingly, I was.
Wait, I want to guess by your shirt. Hold on. So let's move the camera down a little bit, and I want to see exactly what's going on in this shirt. I want to see. Oh boy. Okay. So who are you in this? Who are you in this?
Obviously, I'm the big guy.
Okay, you're the big guy, and you're screaming at people right before Christmas. This is what you get with Dustin Klingman. So Dustin spent the weekend screaming at people. I hope Catherine's okay. You know, Catherine, if you need help, blink twice.
But funny, humorous, John, that you got something there. Yeah, no, I went down to Burbank. I was in Southern California, or I should say Northern Los Angeles over the weekend. And I attended a couple of things. One, I attended the Jolly Holiday on the Lot, which is a D23 event that Disney holds at the Disney Animation Studios, which else was present for. So I got to see they actually had 3 exclusives there that were for sale. And I had a great time, shot a video, and I'll likely be editing that together and putting that over on our sibling channel, The Fandom Traveler. And then I did something else super cool, John. I actually went around to as many of the filming locations as I could for the original Back to the Future movie. This year is the 40th anniversary of that Back to the Future. And I remember seeing it as a little kid, and I wanted to go see some of these places before they ended up getting bulldozed. You've seen Back to the Future, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there's a really famous scene in Back to the Future where Marty comes and visits with the Doc on at the mall, and that's where he sees the DeLorean. You know that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna actually bring that up just so that so everybody can kind of see that. And let me see exactly how prepared we are before we get on.
Macy also wants to wish everybody a happy holidays. She's here, and she loves everybody, and she has a big Christmas wish list. You know. Oh, okay. Here we go. We're here already.
What's her big Christmas wish list?
Oh, I mean, I think she wants a new bone.
Well, all right.
She likes bone, you know.
Yeah. So this location right here, John, this is like a pretty iconic shot. This is in the movie. This is the Twin Pine Mall. Now you have to remember that this was shot in like 1984 or something like that, and this mall still exists. And I actually went to this exact location where you see Marty standing, and
check it out.
And I'll have a video on the other channel about this. The sign that you see right there says Twin Pines Mall. They actually have the one that was on screen in the mall. But there's a little bit of sadness here because this mall got sold last year, and they're going to demo a lot of it. It's actually going to get destroyed, and they're going to build over it. It's a lot of land. It's a lot of valuable land, and it's not working as a mall anymore. So they might as well turn it into something useful. Maybe it's houses, apartment complexes, something like that, multi-use space. So I wanted to make sure that I got to go to some of these places before they were basically taken away from me. So if you're curious about that, you can check that out over on the Fandom Traveler, our other sibling channel. I'm not done with that video yet, so you're going to be waiting a little while. But that was what I spent my weekend.
Oh, but I want to watch it now.
Who are you, Veruca Salt?
Yeah.
I want to go
want
to
to know-
now, Daddy.
I want to watch the Phantom Traveler now.
Yeah, well, I'm working on it. It takes a while to edit this stuff together. One thing I will say is I actually went to Marty's house too. You remember
Oh,
in the
Did
movie,
he
like
invite you
Marty,
in? Did he invite you
well,
in for tea? And
he wasn't
cookies?
there, but the actual lady who
Did you
owns
ask?
the place was there. No, they did not invite me in, but this was cool. They get so many visitors there that they actually have security all up and down the street. And as soon as a car that drives on the street that's not owned by somebody who lives there shows up, instantly all the neighbors know. And the owner motioned me to come over, and she talked to me for like 25 minutes about the movie. She was there. She owned the property from the 70s. She didn't want to be on camera, so I didn't interview her or anything like that. But it was just super cool. I just really felt that she was very welcoming. And at the end of it, I asked her, I was like, "Oh, would you like to be, in my video?" And she's like, "You know what? The house is famous. I don't want to be." And I was like, "I respect you, lady. Thank you so much." So super nice lady. So if anyone ever wants to go, you should try.
I'd be a little upset that she didn't want to be in a Phantom Traveler video. If I were you, I'd throw a pizza on her roof.
Well, that's a different. Although I did just hear that the Breaking Bad house, John's referring to Breaking Bad. If you guys know that house got sold.
Oh, she finally sold. Really?
She sold the house finally.
Good.
Yeah. So interesting. I just saw a post on that today. I didn't get to dig into it too deeply, but anyways, that's how I spent my weekend. What I was up to, having a good time. Saw a lot of Roosevelt's Insiders, including, I think I've got to say, and John, you got to back me up. And this is no offense to anybody in the chat or anyone who watches this video later. Our number one fan has got to be Gary Marlis. Am I right about that, John?
Gary is a phenomenal insider who I am really glad to meet. I believe the first time I ever met Gary, at least meeting him where after we've done the podcast was in California. Oh. And when we went to the pre-party for D23, and Gary was so excited to meet me. Like I got excited to meet him. He was so excited to meet me. It felt good. I was like, "Oh my god, hi! Oh, there he is. There he is.
He is.
Gary. Yeah. Gary is a phenomenal insider and friend of the show, and I'm so glad you got to see him. I'm a little jealous. How is Gary doing?
Gary's great. He reiterated that he loves the podcast. He loves watching the videos. He loves everything. He reinforced the bit, John, at the end of my chat with him. He basically asked how John's mom was doing, and then he walked away, just dropped me cold afterwards. So he actually did the bit. He actually did the bit.
I have no clue what bit you're talking about. I have no clue what you're.
I know that you don't know, but the listeners know because they're still there. So I guess I had some concerns about that bit, but I guess it's landing. I guess people appreciate it and enjoy it. So got to hang out with Gary. That was super cool. His wife was also there. One other thing that I got to do that I don't know that will show up at a later time, so I'll mention it now. Disney is always great about doing. They have this program called Volunteers. Do you know that one? They had D23. They had them at D23 in Anaheim when we were there last year.
Volunteers. Okay. Those are not the kids in the sweatshop working 15 cents an hour, putting stuff in Mickey dolls.
Man.
No, that's not.
They're not. But you know what? You know what you bring to mind? You bring to mind the Banksy couch gag for The Simpsons.
Oh,
you know that one?
Yes,
legendary when Banksy animated the one where they have the unicorn, the last unicorn, and they're poking out the DVD centers with the unicorn's horn. Oh man. Man. That's so good. If you have never seen that, look at Banksy Simpsons on YouTube. You'll find that. But no, this is what they had was Build-A-Bear was there, and if you brought a toy, you could give it to the Toys for Tots drive. If you didn't, you could go into the volunteers program, and what you could do is they had the Build-A-Bear, and they gave you a little heart, a little plush heart. And, you warmed it up with your hands and you rubbed it on your arms so that it would give good hugs. And then you made a wish, and then you put it in the back of the bear, and the lady sews it up, and then you go and donate it on behalf of Disney to all the little kids. It was so cool. It was easy to do. It was a little out there, like little hippy dippy to, to like rub the heart on your arm so it gives good hugs. But still, it was cool. We both did that, myself and Catherine, and a couple of other kids are going to have bears because
That's
of
awesome.
that program. So I really love the way Disney shows up to give back to the community.
Oh, that is so sweet. No, that is it's nice. It's also very important, to donate to Toys for Tots.
Toys for Tots.
Yeah, well, that's a funny story. I was going to get into that. I actually donated to Toys for Tots as well this weekend.
I'll give you some thoughts. I'll give you some thoughts for some toys.
Yeah. Every year at my aunt's bar, they do a Toys for Tots drive, and the Marines show up, and they do a comedy show, and it's a nice big thing.
The Marines get up and do. The Marines actually are doing stand up.
They're not doing stand up, but they come in, they collect the toys, they have a few beers and hang out. Yeah. But somebody did read the sign wrong and thought it said Toys for Tots, and they brought different toys to donate, unfortunately. A
different spelling, a different meaning.
It was like, I read the sign wrong. Man. So went ahead and did that this weekend. So nice to know that we both hopefully made an impact in some kids' Christmas this year.
Hope so.
And hey guys, knock it off. And then, but actually the day prior that I had a really, really, really cool, amazing day. Shout out to insider Ben Zandar, who is Ben lives over here in New York City, and he works for NBC. And I've known Ben for a number of years, and he is just a terrific, really sweetheart of kind of a guy. Very busy guy. I wish I got to see more of him, but we do talk here and there. And he was very cool, and he invited me and a few friends to go check out his place of work, NBC Studios, and gave us WNBC. I did ask him, like, can we see the room where Howard Stern gets fired at? He left. And look, I mean, NBC offers a private tour that you can pay like $50 to go do. But we got the Ben tour, okay? And Ben is just so much fun to be around. In fact, at one point he was like, all right guys, he's like, take your visitor badges and just put it in your pocket and just pretend like, because he was trying to get us to go see SNL, and they were a hot set. He actually went around 3 times for us to try and get us in. We couldn't make it there, but we got to see everything else. We got to see the Kelly Clarkson studio. We got to see the NBC News. We got to see Seth Meyers. We got to see my favorite, Jimmy Fallon. We got to see the Jimmy Fallon studio, which I was very excited about. I was like, I almost cried, because it's Jimmy. How could you not? But like being able to walk in these spaces and whatnot, just as like a private, group of friends was really, really, really cool. Once in a lifetime experience. And then being able to see the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree from a private area that, when you come to New York, you can't just walk up to the tree. Believe it or not, they actually have these barricades off on both sides of the street. You actually really can't get totally close to it. You can see it nice from a distance, but we were actually able to go super close up to it with nobody else. And it was a really, really, really special time. Took a lot of amazing, great photos. Ben is just a great guy. I cannot thank him enough for doing that for us. And we had a killer time, dude. I mean, it was lots of fun. It was lots of fun.
Wow. Very cool. Well, I have a question about what's going on behind you in a second, but let's check in with the chat and see what do we say? Let's see. Captain Coach co-host Ron DePody says, all I want for Christmas is you both. Does he want to eat us? Does he want to put us in a pot and serve us for dinner?
Hey, look, I mean, if the two of us are going over, who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, very cool. Hagglebaz says, Holly Jolly, yes, you called it. That's for sure. Ron says the Back to the Future picks you took were awesome. Thank you. And he laments the mall is going away. No, I know. Now, in fairness, there's no specific plan for them to destroy it, but I will say this. October 25th is Back to the Future Day. And next October 25th, if they haven't torn down the building, I'm going to be at I'm going to be at Back to the Future Day at Puente Hills Mall. So if anybody wants to make a day of it, I'll keep you apprised here on the podcast as we go through. But it's going to be good. I hope that they will let us do one more, and it's believable that we probably could get away with one more Back to the Future Day. That's where you got a bunch of Docs and Martys, and basically it's like Rick and Morty. But I don't know if you've watched Rick and Morty, but there's lots and lots of Ricks and lots of Mortys in the multiverse. Imagine if you had like 400 people and half of them are wearing Marty McFly vests with skateboards, half of them are wearing Doc Brown jackets with crazy wigs. So let's see if we can make that happen. It'd be great if some of the members of the chat showed up. Man, Heckerbro says save the clock tower Mall. Yeah. There's no saving it. It was purchased last year. So I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to change. Whether or not they preserve the iconic layout here, I don't know. What I did ask, and I was trying to get an answer, nobody in the mall had a freaking clue. That sign, the Twin Pines Mall sign, I'm like, what are you going to do with this? Because that's a very important piece of movie history. And are they going to auction it off? Are they going to give it to Universal Studios? What are they going to do with that actual thing there? So we'll have to see ultimately what happens. Now that you've gotten your kisses out of the way from the DOGGs, John, you look like you're muted. I don't know how you got muted. Now,
I just wanted to add on to that real quick, though.
Yeah.
I was saying, should we raise some money and just buy it?
Save the Twin Pine Tower sign.
We should save it. Just do a GoFundMe.
Maybe.
And let's raise enough money to buy the damn sign.
I love it. Then what do we do with it? Then what? Then
we destroy it.
That guy. Oh my gosh. Oh
no. We should destroy it. No,
I like it though. I like it.
No, we would do something cool with it. We would.
I think you're onto something here.
What if we raise enough money and we got in contact with? Wait a minute. Wait. Back to the Future is who made that?
Robert Zemeckis is the director.
No. What studio?
I don't know.
It's Universal, right?
TriStar? I don't know. It's a long time ago. Easy to figure out. Could be Universal. Bet the chat knows faster than John.
It's gonna be. That's Universal Pictures. Hold on, it's Universal Pictures.
Okay.
We now have a contact over at NBC Universal.
WNBC.
Who can then put us in the right people to get that sent over to Universal.
That's probably what they'll do, because the Universal lot actually has the soundstage and the sets for where the actual clock tower is. You can actually go to the clock tower set. I did not do that on this tour because I wanted to go and make a video about the places that you can go visit for free. It's easy to go and get all of those in one fell swoop. So they might buy it and put it in there and actually do a little homage to it and say this is the on-screen sign.
That would be super cool.
Unless someone steals it before that can happen.
Are you suggesting?
Never would I suggest in a publicly recorded environment that anyone commit any crime of any size. I'm just saying, if it happens to disappear out the back door, forget about it.
I think we got to talk more about this. I think we're onto something.
I think we're onto something too. Now we would before I go away from it, John, you look like you're in a different spot from your usual location. Have you returned to the dungeon? Because I'm seeing something on the back wall there that I'm not used to seeing anymore.
So I am back in the dungeon, the man cave, the little office space in my bedroom. that I really haven't spent any time in quite some time. Longtime listeners of the show will remember that when we first started this show, I would have people send in pictures of our listeners, and the goal was to fill up this wall with listeners. I have since returned, and I may start it up again. This may be where I continue to do the podcast. It may not. I'm still kind of trying to figure out where I want to do it. I want to get myself a nice little setup. That's an important part that I want to do. I want to have I've always been a little jealous. You have a nice professional setup, Dustin, and I kind of want that for myself.
Look at these cookies.
I know, right? So yes, I have. This is our first few episodes were filmed in this room, and I think I may continue to do that and kind of make this into a little podcast studio. But we'll see. Yeah, but it's fun to be back in here, though. It's definitely fun to be back in here for the first time in forever.
Yeah, that's great. I'm seeing a comment in. Oh, sorry. Yeah. No, I'm just responding to a comment. Man. Captain Coach co-host Ron DePody says, "How big is that wall? I need to make sure I have the right measurement for my poster."
Send your poster away, man. We'll make it work. We'll find a way. Man.
And if he can't fit it on the wall, he'll put it on the ceiling in the bedroom.
These are these are all 4x6s, if that helps. So
am I on there?
No, you actually. I was asking you to send me in a picture. I don't think you ever sent me in one. Dustin, if you wouldn't mind sending in a picture, that would be cool. I want to add you to the wall, so we gotta.
I guess we have some photos. I don't really have an excuse.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Send me in a picture, man. Yeah.
All right. So we have to have a comment about the untimely passing of one of the best directors in modern cinema history, Mr. Rob Reiner. And I noticed your tag. So did Hagelbaz is asking if your tag is John's tag from Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes, of course.
$26,000 worth of sides. Did they cure cancer?
The sides did in fact cure cancer.
The sides, yeah.
That's why they were so expensive.
So
such a good movie.
It was such a good movie, but he was such an incredible director. And man, it's just hard to. This is one of those things where it's just hard to believe that like somebody could go. And of course, it was a pretty terrible tragedy that he and his wife, passed away on Sunday. I was in SoCal, like in Burbank, and they had it all over the news. And of course, it looked pretty sad. There were people showing up to hold vigil, and it's just such a disappointment. And so when somebody like this passes away, it leaves a huge hole. But in my experience, the best way to react is to let people have their grief in their own private way and however they want to deal with someone's loss, but to celebrate openly their life and like what they accomplished and the awesome things that they did and how they changed the world. And so from my perspective, I was going to ask you if you had an idea of like maybe what your favorite movie or maybe your favorite scene or maybe your favorite role, because I mean, maybe your tagline on your name says it, where you felt Rob Reiner shined the brightest.
Yeah. So I mean, as you said before, I mean that is definitely an extremely sad passing. The whole story is just gut wrenching. I mean, I can't imagine being their daughter who found them, and you have this whole thing with the. It's just like, oh dear God, I don't wish it on anyone. And I mean, and while I don't want to sit here and say like, oh, I was the top Rob Reiner fan, you know what I mean? I definitely appreciated his work, and for me, at least in the works that I saw when I first heard I was passing, his character in The Wolf of Wall Street, playing Jordan's dad, to me was that's kind of how I always pictured Rob. You know, that's just the role that resonated with me the most. I know it's a more recent role. I know he's done so much more before in the past, but I always enjoyed him. I always enjoyed that character. I always thought that was such a fun character. So that was the one that immediately came back to me. But obviously, when Harry Met Sally as well, a great movie. One of my mom's favorite movies. That was, of course, and he did the Spinal Tap as well. So that's yeah. I mean, it's an extremely sad loss. We definitely pray for for him and his family. Was there a role or a movie or a thing that he did that really resonated with you? Was there something like when you first heard about it, something that you immediately went back to?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly, I think for me, the standout roles for me tended to lean towards comedy. So This Is Spinal Tap, of course, was hilarious. I remember when I first saw This Is Spinal Tap, I remember what was going on. I'll tell you, I just graduated high school. My friend had a car up in DC, and his mom said, and it's actually, this is kind of Christmas related, because his mom said if we came up there, that he could drive the car back down from DC. So he and I rode in a bus, went up there, and spent some time up there. And one of the things that we did was we were going around clubbing and stuff like that. And I met this guy named Hawk, who was pretty cool. He was kind of like a total punk kid. And he's like, "Hey, let's go back to my house. He's like, I want to make you guys some veggie burgers and watch Spinal Tap." What's interesting about this is, like, today, veggie burgers are so popular and available that you get you could just buy them like frozen, and you just fry them up.
Sure, yeah.
You want, right? Well, back then it was like a mix. It was kind of like granola that came in a box, and so you had to put like water and egg in it to like make it into a patty and then fry that up. So I remember I was like, "What is this?" And he's like, "These are veggie burgers, dude." And we watched This Is Spinal Tap. That was the very first time I had seen it, and I was just like, "Wow, this movie is hilarious." And of course, the best scene is for me. There's lots of great scenes in that movie, but when he's talking to, it's the scene where he's talking, these knobs go up to 11. Why don't you just make 10 higher? And he's like, "Well, these go up to 11." My favorite line is actually when he's wearing that sleeveless shirt, and he's got his skeleton in there. He's like, "This is an exact replica of my skeletal system inside." And Rob Reiner hits him with the super straight man, like deadpan line. He's like, "Well, your bones aren't green, or your skeleton's not green." And he leans and he goes, "It is green." So I remember him from that. I remember, of course, his great directorial, and then watching reruns All in the Family, which is not a show I think you could make today.
No.
It was really good. And of course, that's where I kind of remember him from first, when he was an actor. So just really unfortunate. He's gone way before his time. And his dad, Carl Reiner, he was like one of the key partners to Mel Brooks. And they were also hilarious. And Carl Reiner was an amazing director in his own right. And so
History of the World Part 1.
History of the World Part 1. I mean, he was just everywhere. So I think, let's look at there's too many comments here, but yeah, This Is Spinal Tap and Princess Bride from Ron. He agrees. He says, "At least he didn't make you into a burger or give you a spinal tap." Good point. At that time, I think DC was the murder capital of the world. So I probably was dumb and in places I shouldn't have been, but hey, there it is. Hegelbaz says, "Too many to pick from. His ease as an actor definitely carried into his filmmaking. I watched All in the Family on Nick at Night. Then his career was impeccable." Yeah, I agree. A lot of folks from that same era, Penny Marshall, Henry Winkler, lots of like really great directors, people who made the transition. I'm thinking of like some others. Lots of people from that Happy Days and Happy Days Orbit went on to have some really great careers from after their time on TV as well. So yeah, very sad passing. When he showed up in The Wolf of Wall Street, I was blown away because I thought he did a great job. I thought he did an outstanding job. Jordan!
What type of hooker takes credit cards?
Yeah, exactly. That's a man of the world right there. That's a man of the world. Oh, this is Dan Chatfield. Danimal wants to make sure we figure out that Haggleboz is actually Dan the man, Danimal Chatfield. So we will continue to refer to him thusly. So yeah, very, very sad. Very sad to see anybody go, but of course, this is a pretty tragic time of year and way for him to depart.
First night of Hanukkah.
I know. I don't have any explanation for anything.
Wait, what? You don't have an explanation for this shit?
Well, I can't explain why these kinds of things happen.
I came to you. But I thought you had the explanation.
Bruh. Let me tell you. Bruh. Actually, let me point something out that happened also at the Disney event, because while I'm thinking about it, a big part of this event was promoting the Jonas Brothers movie.
Oh,
and they actually made a movie. The Jonas
Brothers
burning
up
in attendance. They did have a private screening of the at the Disney Animation Studios. They actually had a private screening for people, so you could go watch the watch the Jonas Brothers Christmas movie. And you know what the tagline of this movie is, John?
What's the tagline?
Let it bro, let it bro, let it bro. Which I know is from Jonas Brothers, but come on, read the room.
I don't know if you've ever seen the Jonas Brothers live before.
No.
But no, you haven't. It was funny. I was talking to my cousin, and her boyfriend had just broken up with her of a bunch of years, and so I was like, all right, I'm gonna be a cool cousin. So I went online. I saw the Jonas Brothers were in town. And I'm like, I'm going to buy us 2 tickets to go see the Jonas Brothers. They're performing at Yankee Stadium. I'm like, we're going tonight. We're gonna have fun. And they actually did a great job. I'm not going to lie. They sang live. They performed live. And Dustin, you're going to think I'm making this part up.
Probably.
But I swear it's true, and you can look it up. They brought out in their intermission. They brought out a surprise guest. And it was Jimmy Fallon. And he came out, and he had all of Yankee Stadium sing Mr. Brightside. And it was the coolest thing.
I'm going to try something right now. Hold on a second. If I screw this up, we'll be right back. Hey, it didn't. All right, cool. It didn't screw up. I wanted to switch the background, so I wanted to make sure that happened. Am I being trolled with this Jimmy Fallon crap? What the heck is going on?
Look up Jimmy Fallon, Yankee Stadium, Jonas Brothers.
No. It's not about the fact that Jimmy Fallon was at a Jonas Brothers concert. It's the fact that
he performed
I don't know how much SpongeBob you watched, but there was a very great episode of SpongeBob where Squidward gave the great feedback to Mr. Krabs, and he said, "I'd like my view to be a little less yellow," because he didn't want SpongeBob around. I'd like this podcast to be a lot less Fallon, okay? What is going on here? Why are we talking about Jimmy freaking Fallon so much?
Why are we not talking about
why not anybody else? Why Fallon? Why aren't we talking about Conan O'Brien, or why aren't we talking about?
I love Conan. I think
okay, but you don't talk about Conan. You just keep bringing up Fallon over and over again.
He's Jimmy. Of course. He did Fever Pitch with Drew Barrymore. Of course.
Look, Jimmy Fallon is very talented. He's made a couple of mistakes in his career, but I think exactly. And they were.
So have I.
They were forgivable mistakes in my view, so it's fine. But man, I'm like, why does it keep coming up? And I'm like, John has decided to make this a bit, so I think congratulations, you trolled me. Like end of line. Like find a new bit, John. Find a new bit that's not Jimmy Fallon.
This one really bothers you, I feel like. It really-
No, it doesn't. It doesn't bother. I'm just like it's just too much. Too much.
I don't think you can have ever too much Fallon, but okay. All right. I mean,
Yeah.
I get it.
So yeah, so that's cool. I'm glad that everybody's saying Mr. Brightside, and the Jonas Brothers were not there, but man, wow. Now, if you can get Jimmy Fallon on this cast, we'll talk about Jimmy Fallon again.
I'm working on it, and I mean,
right.
it was so cool to be in his studio though. Once you get me on Jimmy, I can't stop. I mean, we actually got to walk into it, and they had it all decorated for Christmas, and like we saw his chair, and it was like they had like a sign that said Jay Fallon on it. It was so cool.
Okay, I'm gonna lean into this one more time. Do you know
the Muffin Man? The one who lives on Drury Lane.
Do you know the best thing that Jimmy Fallon ever did? And this is going to be a great transition into Roosevelt's. Do you know the best thing that Jimmy Fallon ever did?
He shouted out Roosevelt's with the guy in the audience.
Did he?
Oh, I have the clip.
I
believe you. You believe me? No, he was doing a thing. In fact, it was a couple of years ago. I think it was during the Christmas season. He saw a guy. He was talking to people in the audience for whatever reason, playing a game or whatever. And there was a guy in the audience wearing a Roosevelt's Doors shirt. And Jimmy Fallon said, he's like, I love that shirt, man. He's like, where do you get that? And the guy said, he's like, Roosevelt's. He pronounced it wrong, but it's okay. and I swear Jimmy Fallon responded back with, he's like, wow, he's like, great shirts, great people. He's like great shirts, great president, he said. It was a cool thing. And then I sent the clip over to Steve, and Steve posted it on his Instagram.
Hell yeah.
And then we ate Jimmy's food.
You went to his craft services while you were on the tour?
We did, yeah, and we ate his food. It was really good.
Okay, hold on. Let's be clear. That's gross. That's gross.
He had a whole catered meal. Why would that be gross?
All right. So this is one chapter and move on to the next.
Oh, I agree. I mean, that is definitely a great skit that he. I mean, I love that. I don't know if exactly tops Fever Pitch with Drew Barrymore, but definitely a great segment though.
I don't know. That one's got 3.4 million views from 11 years ago. So
and half of those are mine.
Probably. So now, however, this past weekend we also had another end of an era, which was John Cena's last match in the WWE.
Yes.
Did you happen to catch that, or did you see the fallout from it?
I didn't watch the match. It's been a very long time since I've turned into wrestling. I do have a picture of myself with John Cena, though.
Of course you do.
Of course I did. John Cena was the very first celebrity that I ever met. I'm gonna pull this up right here.
I just realized now I understand why we're talking about this guy so much on the podcast.
Fallon?
You don't have a photo of you and Fallon, do you?
I don't have. You're right. I don't have a picture of me and Fallon.
Finally, I found some famous person that John doesn't have a photo of himself with.
Yeah, that's the
check. Paramore, check. John Cena, check. You name it, check. But not Jimmy Fallon. That's why you're obsessed. So let me get you a photo of Fallon and we can stop talking about it.
That's right. I'll stop talking about when I finally meet Fallon. I just uploaded the photo if you want to put it on the thing. John Cena was the very first famous person I ever met. That's me and my brother. That is me and my brother. When we were really young, my parents drove me out to some wrestling action figure sports store in like upstate New York to go meet him. And he was so cool. It was honestly like seeing him in the flesh, like as a kid, like was really amazing. And he was so cool and so friendly. He told me, I asked him if I can wear his chain. This is back when he had his whole rapper thing on. So that's his actual chain. And he was very fair. He was like, all right, he's like, you can wear the chain, but your brother gets to stand next to me. And I was like, that's fair. I'm like, all right, cool. Like I'm in. So I definitely wanted to wear that. And I didn't watch the match. I saw they did a little tribute thing for him at the end, and that popped up for me, and I watched that. Um, but yeah, I mean, John Cena was like that was like the first like famous person that I saw that I was like, ooh, I'm a fan of him. That was the first time I was like, I support that person. Um,
I
amazing
believe in John Cena.
And
I'm taking liberty there with another WWE superstars intro music.
Oh yeah. It's been a while for me, man. I'm not. I don't
fine.
know that. I'm sorry. But also shout out to Gabe. Gabe, another fan of the show. He actually sent me out the John Cena Kunu as a Christmas gift the other day. And that was really cool and very sweet of him. That was completely out of nowhere. So Gabe, if you're listening, thank you, buddy.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, that was good for him. Hey, look, good for him. He's done a lot. John Cena's done a lot. He's out doing movies, and I don't know if you remember a long time ago, he did a movie called The Marine. Have you heard of that?
I've heard of that, yes.
So I remember as a kid, I was a huge. I dressed up for him as Halloween. Like that's how much I love John Cena. So when the Marine came out, they announced the Marine. I went to my parents. I'm like, we got to go like first showing. Like we got to go. Like we're going that like I made it a point. And we went, and of course, like at that age, I'm like, this is the greatest movie ever made. Like, how is anybody ever going to top this? Of course. And then I'll never forget when they're doing the Oscar nominations. I'm sitting there and I'm waiting. I'm like, when are they doing Best Picture? And I'm like, my parents right there. I'm like, they did not The Marine. I'm like, how is that not on? And my dad I never forget. My dad laughed at me and he was like, no, he was like, not a shot, because I made my parents sit through their garbage.
What, The Marine or the Oscars or both?
No, The Marine. I made them go to the theater and watch The Marine. Yeah, of course. Did you watch the match at all, or?
I was in Burbank, so I didn't watch it live, but I watched it afterwards, and it was a interesting experience, and there were a lot of I should say, both the referee. A lot of people were sad to see that happen, but it's just a part of things. There's a transition, and he's now free to go do whatever that he wants to do. Having to put his body. People like to talk about, or some people will focus on the fact that they'll say wrestling is fake, and it's not fake. It might be scripted, but it still hurts when you get, when you fall down. You could easily twist a knee, bust your ankle, get conked in the head by a steel chair. Even when people are trying to pull their punches, like sometimes they don't do it so well. They actually have a name for that. Do you know that? Like when a wrestler hits a guy for real, they say that he's working stiff, or they say that he's hitting you with potatoes. Like, because
I don't know. Yeah.
And that's the first time I ever heard receipts used. Is like when somebody potatoes you got to give him receipts, which basically means you got to hit him back for real and hit him with your own potato. That's the first time I ever heard receipts used in the way that we now use it in common vernacular. So
okay, well, I didn't know any of that, but that's cool to know.
Now you do.
Now I do, and the more you know.
That's right.
But no, but hey, look, good for him. I know he's done a lot with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and so I've always loved and respect that. I think he's served like the most amount of wishes or something like that.
100%.
For kids.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely amazing, and I think hey, look, good for him. I mean, the guy's got him. He's been wrestling for 20 years or something. Can't wait for Dustin to give John receipts.
I want to give you some receipts.
I got me and Fallon, dude. Me and Fallon are gonna mess you up.
Well, if there's a couple people in the world I think I could take, it's probably you plus Fallon. Bring your dogs too.
Dude, no, bring your dogs. Yo, Macy will fight, bro. Macy can fight. Okay, she knows what she's doing.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild on you?
That's right. When the rebel crumbles mightily on you. All right, let's shift gears here now. Of course, I started by talking about that Fallon video.
Of course,
I thought it was going to be I thought it was going to be a great transition over to today's drop from the Roosevelts, which was the Muppets, John. They also had some Avatar here, as you can see on the screen here, and then they had performance hoodies from Marvel, which we did not talk about. But yeah, so let's go in reverse this order, and let's check out, first of all, let's check out the Marvel hoodies. Was there anything here on the performance hoodie side that caught your eye?
Yeah, I mean, for me, you know me, I'm a hoodie guy, you know. The Wade's World hoodie, that was the one that I think is really nice. I always like that Kunu. I think that's the fact they made it in hoodie form. I think that's always been one of my favorites. I think that's definitely a good one. The Venom one is an old classic. Not necessarily for me, but I think a lot of people genuinely like that one. Are you a fan of Venom?
The character Venom, yeah. I like almost all the Marvel characters.
Oh, so who do you hate?
Stiltman.
Stiltman.
Yeah.
Huh.
Someone you never heard of.
The only one I hate is Klingman. Oh!
Potatoes. Punch him, kick him, drop him in a stew.
Me and Fallon can take you on.
All right, I'm ready. MSG, we'll be there. We'll sell it out. These did not catch my fancy, to be honest. Like the new ones, the other ones. Bamf. This was one of the first shirts that I actually bought. I love this as a shirt. I love how bright it is. I love the colors. For Nightcrawler from the X-Men, super cool. Again, where I live, it's just a little too chilly to wear thin hoodies. So I have a few of these, but I don't wear them all that often. So
keep flexing, Dustin, while I'm dealing with snow. I appreciate it.
Well, you know what? I mean, let me tell you, right now it's 54 degrees, dude. That's freaking cold if you're a Floridian.
This is true.
So I think I like the I've seen people wear the Nexus event, the Loki. I've seen probably my favorite design of these was probably Mjolnir and Stormbreaker. This one I think is really cool because I love the lightning in the backfield. You can see both Mjolnir and Stormbreaker here. Pretty cool. A little bit subtle, but not too subtle. So I like it. Here's what I don't understand: like 4 interest-free payments of $20.50. It's like on every single page. All right, let's go back.
It's a way to. You never used Afterpay before?
Not in this way. Yeah, not in this way.
Shout out to my Afterpay people. I know I'm not the only one. Shout out to Dustin doesn't get us. Dustin doesn't get us. The other day I split up a coffee for monthly payments.
Okay, well,
I'm paying $2.50 a month for my Starbucks.
For how long?
For 4 months.
36 months, no interest. Then we haven't actually talked about Avatar on this podcast, I think, ever or one time. Are you a fan of Avatar?
When Avatar first came out, I made it a point to go see it in the theaters in 3D because everyone said it was the most amazing thing ever. And I went and I was like, I don't get this. I'm like, I don't get it. I went, I sat through the entire thing and I'm like, visually, sure, this looks great, but story-wise, I'm like, I just don't get it. I'm like, I just don't get it. So Avatar will not be getting my money. I will not be. I know there's a new one coming out soon if it hasn't come out already. No, visually impressive, sure, but I don't get the hype. I don't think it gets. I don't think it should be getting as many people as hyped as it is. Right. Are you an Avatar guy?
I like you. I thought the first movie was pretty cool. It was a technical accomplishment, a masterpiece on that level. But yeah, the franchise, I don't know. The funny part about it is, you know what they were on the planet to try to get, like the mining company? Do you remember what it's called?
No.
It's a very special rare ore known as unobtainium.
Unobtainium.
Unobtainium. Usually they put a MacGuffin or something in, which it doesn't really matter. Like the briefcase in Pulp Fiction. Do you remember? Do you've seen Pulp Fiction?
Yes.
They open up everybody's like, "What's inside the briefcase?"
Yeah.
And nobody exactly knows. But like the truth is, like, it doesn't matter. It's just a reason to get these guys to go on a
Sure,
quest.
of course.
So unobtainium is just kind of funny on the nose. By the way, coming back to an earlier point about get out and go see those movie locations while you can. The famous diner at the end of Pulp Fiction where the robbery happens and Jules talks about walking the earth like Kane from Kung Fu. It's torn down now. You cannot go to that.
God.
You can't go to that diner if you didn't already. So
I was going to go next week.
So, was anything here interesting to you on the Avatar drop?
I mean, I can appreciate fun colors and whatnot, and the slum turquoise in this, which is something that I love. I can't sit here and say that any of this stuff is getting my money. I think the Na'vi Knights, if there was going to be one, I think I like the colors on that one the best. I do recommend people though probably stay home though and don't watch Avatar. And instead, put in your DVD of Fever Pitch. That's what I have to say about Avatar.
Danimal says we need matching joggers with a tail. I think that's good. There was one shirt that I liked the overall color schemes, but I'm not super into Avatar. So if this is, I'm not going to yuck anybody's yum, but I did like this RDA camo. This actually looked pretty cool to me. Did I buy it? No, I did not buy it. What it looks like is super pixelated versions of like the different birds that are on some of the other ones. Right? So if you look at this, like you look at these birds, these shapes of these birds, I felt like that's exactly what these were. Just like low res 8-bit birds.
Okay.
Like Atari video games, but whatever. It's cool. Okay, well then, not a lot to say about Avatar. Egg McGuffin. Yes, you know it, sir. It is Egg McGuffin. All right, now let's jump and look at the star, which was the Muppets. This just dropped today. One of the benefits of waiting until Thursday to have the podcast is we get to see the drops on Thursday.
Yes.
We don't know what the drop zones are going to be, but we do know what the Thursday drops are, and there's always a Thursday drop. So I think we picked the right day for this cast.
I agree.
Okay, first of all, this is an awesome drop.
Awesome drop. I know exactly what you've been talking about.
This is the winner. Like, I mean, like these swooping in late. Of course, they also had ladies cuts. We
always like to see that
preschool cuts, and then of course they bumped on the designs from last year, which like Going Green, Little Muppets. These are all of course, Raw was our #1 shirt from last year. So that a holiday Muppets drop is going to get us moving. John, what was your top shirt out of this drop, out of everything you saw?
I mean, I think it's a great drop. It would have been like the lights if we had gotten the matching pocket. I'm a little upset about the pocket.
I knew it.
I knew you were going to talk about that. I knew you were going to talk about the pocket.
It's time to match the pocket. It's time to match the pocket. It's time to match the pocket on the Muppet shirts tonight. Yeah. First of all, the fact that it's not a match pocket is like a tenth of a point deduction. It's not the end of the world. It's still a killer shirt.
It's a great shirt. I'm not doubting it.
But man, matching this pocket also, one of the things that I want to do, and maybe we'll try to do this in the new year, is I want to see if we can convince HQ to let us talk to some of the designers. And there's multiple phases of how these shirts get made. And some of this we do know a little bit about. They're the people who create the repeating designs. They'll either get the artwork, make the artwork, whatever. And then there are the people who lay it out against the shape of the shirt. And that's where the decision about whether or not a pocket becomes matched or not is happen. It doesn't happen at the design. Like if you ask the person who designed it, they would say, yeah, line it all up. It might be really hard to do though. Like I don't want to underestimate. For example, if you look at the each one of these lines is a little bit different, right? It's vertical. So you've got Beaker up here, right? Then you've got Fozzie, you've got Chef, you've got Rolf, and then you've got Beaker again. So you can kind of see that the square of this design is from this corner with Beaker down here, and then to the right where the characters repeat again. Rolf's here, Chef's here, Fozzie's here, Beaker's here. So this box is the design. Now, if you're going to want to repeat the pocket here, you've got to figure out how to cut it from a portion and a percentage of that design such that it will fit perfectly in here after seams. I think in this case, while we all agree that a match pocket would be good, it might be really, really hard production-wise to guarantee it. Now, if you had to make a choice, and this is a great question also for the chat, if you had to make a choice between having an unmatched pocket or having a match pocket that was just slightly off, like mostly on, but slightly off, would that be the kind of thing that would drive you crazy? Or would you rather have a almost match pocket, which would be very obvious and visible? Or would you rather have one that's just a little bit more general, like this design here? And I'm curious to see when the chat catches up to up to us what they think. What's your answer? What's your answer, John?
I mean, if I could have it that's just a little off, I think I'd be okay with it. I'm not so crazy with it that I'm like, oh god, tell me. I understand at the end of the day, like not everything has to be perfect. I just feel like this is really off, and it's a little bit of an eyesore in my opinion, and it kind of takes away from the overall design, in my opinion. I will say though, I really like how Muppet Vision came out, and so to me, I feel like that one is where you missed it.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Right here. I really like how Muppet Vision came out.
Yeah. And here's an example of where it's an unmatched pocket, but it's kind of matched.
It's the lines, at least in this example.
That's right. They're symmetric. They're symmetric. Like the lines horizontally, like even though the eyes are not consistent with the pattern, they line up so that it's placed very well, right? Yeah. I think that's great. I think this one looks great. Even without the match pocket, I don't even know why I'm talking about this. I need to get this shirt. I didn't buy it. And if it's all sold out, I'm going to be mad. Nope. There's a few left here. So yeah, this shirt was killer.
What did you wind up buying
though? Well, what I ended up buying was this crew neck sweatshirt, the Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem 1976 tour. I love Dr. Teeth. We have an awesome bar in San Francisco in the Mission that's called Dr. Teeth. And it uses kind of like a logo that I think might be actionable, but they've been around forever. They have the best tater tots, John, in the whole city of San Francisco.
Really?
So I like this one. Now, it did bother me that they had the back, they had the front and then the back again. But this was the thing that really got me excited. I also like the t-shirt, Dr. Teeth Live in Concert. I really appreciated that. The one I think was awesome, but was just a little bit too much. The jacket. This is a reversible jacket. And so this design on the back, killer. In fact, that's pretty close to what the Dr. Teeth logo looks like on the bar. I'm not kidding. It's really very close to.
Yeah.
Except what it has is like in the tooth, it has like a straw coming out of the hat. So that's like the chain instead of like this neon. This looks killer. When you reverse it, that's the look of the blue interior. So I love that color blue, but I don't like the back. I did like the front though. The front says Muppet Theater Cast and Crew. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that is really cool.
But so unless this is like calling back to a design from something else back in the day, I didn't like that this was the Variety Axe. I didn't love this design. The inverse though, the black outside, I thought this was pretty killer. So yeah, let's see what the chat thought. Yeah, Light the Lights is almost obligatory. Muppet Vision is very clean. And then Ron says, I would still want an almost match pocket. So, okay, got you. You're on the record, Ron. This is far too noticeable on a grid. I agree. I don't know if they are kicking themselves, wishing they had it back, but maybe they will. They have to start the shirt at the right point, then lose material on each shirt. And that is a comment back to how do you get the match pocket? Yes, you have to lose material, which means you're accepting lower throughput, which means lower margins, lower profit, right? These shirts are still $70. Even though $70 is not cheap, we know that there's a considerable amount that's paid to the licensee to get them to get on board with this. So that might just make it, that might be the thing of like, do you want the lights or do you want a match pocket, or would you rather not have the shirt at all? The pocket on the Muppet Vision totally works, says Captain Coach co-host Ron DePody. And I agree with you. That's a great looking shirt. So I think that covers almost all. Let me go to the, let me see. Can I get there from here? Let me go to the field notes because I do want to actually loop back and take a look at the Jolly Holiday with D23. This has been going on for 10 years. And so they had 3 shirts here. I did want to kind of loop back and see what you thought about these shirts. Now, we didn't get a lot of shirts. But the thing that's really important that not everybody knows about is that there's 3 days of Jolly Holiday on the lot. And the first 2 days are employees only of Disney and the animation studios. And then on Sunday, they actually have the day for the D23 members to come onto the campus. And so they were selling these shirts, several of them, the Galactic Greetings and the Flurry of Friends, 2 days before we actually got on site. And some people kind of figured out how to get around those. But I'm kind of curious, did any of these designs catch your eye, John?
Yeah, so I actually, in my opinion, I actually think this is a solid lineup. You know, you have 3 killer Disney shirts. I don't think any of them are bad. I really like them all. I feel like the vintage Christmas one, though, I feel like is my favorite. That to me is just reminds me a lot of what I grew up watching and what we had in our house. You know, we had a lot of Mickey decorations growing up, and so that kind of brings me back home. So that one on a more personal level for me, that would be the winner for me. But honestly, all 3 shirts to me are great designs. Did you wind up picking up any shirts, Dustin?
I did not pick up any shirts for myself. So when I saw these, I was like, these are cool. They're nice. I didn't want them. And yeah, I was just like, yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to be a little smarter about which shirts I get. I want to get shirts that I'm really passionate about. And while I thought these were all cool designs, I didn't want to just buy them just to get them. And I didn't want to buy them to resell them. So I picked up some stuff for folks. And then I saw, I guess, let me blow up some people's spot here real quick. The reason why I wanted to add this.
Oh shit.
He's
about to slam potatoes, everyone. Whatever the hell you called it.
No, I don't think people should be overpaying for these pickups. I saw on buy sell trade for Roosevelt's, I saw some prices that were really high. And last year, the Mickey Floral was a very, very limited shirt. Now, I didn't ask DTH or any of the guys at the HQ like what the count was on these shirts. The mediums were the first ones to go in the Galactic Greetings. I think that was a surprise to people because that's not usually the audience we see. But the point is like that employees and people with like VIP access were able to buy stuff early. So yeah, they did a great job of like making sure that people weren't rebuying them. These are exclusives. I think everybody should treat them like a regular exclusive. Like if this was a con exclusive and you would normally pay a little markup on it just for the trouble of the person standing in line, I think it's fine. These are not Mickey Florals. They're not that rare. And so I just wanted to throw out my opinion. I don't have a count. So when you see somebody saying it's $600 for this shirt, I would not pay $600 for any of these shirts. And I don't fault anybody for selling their thing for whatever they want to sell it for. What I'm saying is I think there's enough shirts that you probably, if you wait a little while, you'll find a shirt at the price that you want. Mickey Floral, you're not going to. You're not going to. And I still have my Mickey Floral new with tag, and I may trade that one. Like I think I'm probably going to trade that one. That one is probably a little more collectible and worth a little bit more in the context. But I just wanted to save people, like if you bought one and you feel bad about it, don't feel bad about it. You got the shirt you wanted and you felt good about it at the time. But if you're in the market for these, just wait. They're going to show up. They're not that rare. And I think the interesting part about this is all the people that showed up to this event are super Disney nerds, Disney adults. And so of course they're going to buy them all. Like there was a decent line. It wasn't a ridiculous line. Then you had our usual friends kind of waiting around to pick up what was left. So I'm just saying, like, I don't think any of these shirts rises to the level of Mickey Floral in either rarity or in kind of like availability. So just keep looking if you want to get some of these shirts. I just don't want to see people throwing big money after these shirts when look at the Spano. The Spano was a hot shirt for a while and it's cooled off considerably. So
definitely. Oh yeah.
Word to somebody who was there, who kind of saw what was going on. I don't think that these shirts are super collectible in the way that some others have been. So, and if I blew up your spot, sorry about that. But come on, man, come on.
Speaking about Spanos,
you got a Spano in there?
I have a Spano in here. This is a small Spano. If anybody wants to help me trade this up to any other size,
you want another Spano, or you want?
I would like a Spano in my size, ideally. I've been wanting to. This is still what the tag's on. I would love to have this in my size. A member of HQ actually gave this to me
Nice.
at a convention years ago, and he was like, "Listen, like I don't have one for you, but he's like, if you want to take this and try and trade it up to yours, by all means, here's your shot." I have posted this here and there a few times. Nobody has ever taken me up. I'm like, I will take literally any other size. So I'm like, just to get the ball rolling on this. If anybody has another size Spano that they want to trade for this, let me know. I'm like, I will send you this one for sure.
That's great. All right. Well, I think we're getting into that end of show territory, John. Will this be the last show? I guess you'll have to watch and see, dear viewer. I will let you guys know that on Wearable Fandom on Sunday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to go live and do a retrospective of the Fandom Traveler, the first year of the channel. So it's going to be a separate live. John, I hope that you'll join me and come spam.
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to be a part of it. Yeah.
So just come spam the chat and say, "I'm here. I told you I'd be here."
I know. I'll be in the chat talking about Jimmy Fallon.
Well, you can do whatever you want in the chat as long as you're driving engagement. But we'll be doing that at 2 p.m. There's already kind of a holding thing up there. So if you want to get notified, you can click and say notify me, and YouTube will tell you when it happens by email, by notification, etc. And I think, John, we still have a little bit of mystery here about whether or not this is going to be the last show. So let's go ahead, just in case that this is the last show, that we will, wish everybody, first of all, thank you guys all for spending parts of your Thursday evening with us here on the cast. Those of you who watch later, we love you and we appreciate all your support. It's very motivating to keep doing things when people show up and they help make things happen. So thank you guys for just a really great year. Another great year, John. Like this year too. And I'm just really blown away that people are still interested in listening to the things that we have to say every single week. So it's nice. It's nice that you guys encourage us to act like juveniles. And it's also nicer that we respond in kind and act like juveniles for your entertainment. So thanks to everybody who's liked, subscribed, listened, promoted, told other people about the cast. You're definitely the real ones. And we're wishing you guys the best. And then I want to say happy holidays. Merry Christmas for those who celebrate, and just really hope everybody has a very safe time with their family and friends. And you know, it's that time of year for us to like chill out, relax, reset, and come back and attack the world, attack the year with like, you know, renewed vigor and strength. And that's exactly what we're going to do here on Wearable Fandom and Wear Mighty Things. So thank you guys for an awesome year, and want to say Happy New Year to everyone as well. John, do you have any words of wisdom or appreciation for our audience?
Yes. Before I give the words of wisdom, two very quick things I just want to make sure I say that to everyone. Number one, a lot of people didn't realize this, didn't see it. The Roosevelt calendar is coming out tomorrow.
Right.
I believe that's at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. They're dropping that. So if you had submitted in for that and you're in the calendar, make sure you pick up your calendar. That's going to be going on sale tomorrow. So definitely, pick up that. Number two, just want to say, if you have not pre-ordered your Roosevelt Insiders Tux, today is the last day to order the tux. So if you haven't ordered it, send me a message. We'll get you on there. You got to be on the cruise in order to get the tux. So if you haven't booked the cruise yet, book it tonight. That way we can get your Spano order. I'm sorry, not your Spano, your exclusive tux order in, before we submit the numbers into HQ tomorrow. So just want to make sure everyone is aware of that. Other than that, I wish everybody all the best. I really hope everyone has a really amazing, happy, healthy holiday with all of your, with everyone there. It's always a blessing to come in and speak and see the people. And I always have fun talking and hanging out with everyone. You guys are the best. I absolutely love Insiders. I love seeing you guys. I'm hoping to attend more meetups and more things going on in the future. And I just sincerely hope everyone has a great day with your families. Call your mom if you haven't, and have a happy and healthy Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
Oh, that's so nice. That photo was from New York Comic Con. One time I actually made the family photo, and John didn't because he was bringing pizza in from Staten Island.
I was. Yeah.
That's so awesome. Well, great. We're going to close it out. Gary Marlis, John did ask me to find out what was on the menu at your mom's house for Christmas morning. Do you have any idea what she's going to be making on Christmas morning?
Yeah. So we're gonna have